Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Lesson 7. In this lesson, we're going to learn about bar chords, which will let you play chords anywhere up and down the fretboard. As usual, make sure your guitar is in tune before you go on. Before we get started, let's review two chords that we learned in previous lessons, open E and open A. Open E is played by fretting the A and D strings at the second fret with your second and third fingers, and the G string at the first fret with your first finger. All 6 strings are strummed to play an E chord. Open A is played by fretting the D, G, and B strings at the second fret with your first, second, and third fingers. All of the strings except the low E are played. The bar chords you'll learn in this lesson are based on the shape of the open E and open A chords. The first bar chord we're going to look at is based on the E chord shape, but we're going to finger the chord a little differently. Put your second finger on the first fret of the G string, your fourth finger on the second fret of the D string, and your third finger on the second fret of the A string. It's still the same E chord, you're just using different fingers. Playing an E chord with this fingering leaves your first finger free. Now, slide your fingers up one fret like this. Next, lay your first finger across all 6 strings at the first fret. Then press down hard, using your thumb behind the neck for support. This new chord should sound like this. If you're having problems getting this chord to sound right, you may not be pressing hard enough, or your first finger might not be in the right place. Since your second, third, and fourth fingers are playing individual notes on the A, D, and G strings, you need to focus on getting the low E, the B, and the high E strings to sound good. Try moving your first finger from side to side or up and down until you find the place where these 3 strings ring clear. By moving the open E chord up one fret and using your first finger as a bar at the first fret, you raise the pitch of every note, creating a new chord called F, because the root or lowest note is F. If you move the whole F bar chord up one fret, it becomes an F sharp chord. At the third fret, it becomes a G. And so on. These chords are all major bar chords with the root on the 6th string, and they can be played anywhere along the neck. Let's try an exercise using this bar chord shape. We'll just go back and forth between the F and G, playing each bar chord for a measure, starting on the G chord with the bar on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, G, F, G. Once you learn the shape of a bar chord, you can use it to play at any fret on the fingerboard. We've already covered the names of the F on the 1st fret, F sharp on the 2nd fret, and G on the 3rd. Here are a few more. The one at the 5th fret is called A. B is played at the 7th fret. C at the 8th. And D is at the 10th. Take some time to get this bar chord shape sounding good. Playing bar chords can be frustrating at first because they feel hard to play, and that's okay. If you practice a little every day, it'll get easier and your playing will sound a lot better. Bar chords can also be played with the root on the 5th string. They're based on the open A shape. If you play the open A chord using your second finger on the D string, third finger on the G string, and fourth finger on the B string, all at the 2nd fret, you're still playing an A chord. But it leaves your first finger free to bar across the strings. Now, like we did with the open E chord, slide your fretting fingers up 1 fret and bar at the first fret with your first finger. You don't have to worry about the low E string in this bar chord shape because you won't be playing that string. Remember to push down hard and use your thumb to press behind the neck. This chord is called B flat because the lowest note in the chord is B flat. Playing this bar chord shape at the second fret is a B, and at the third fret, C. A lot of guitar players find it hard to fit all 3 fingers into 1 fret when playing a 5th string bar chord, especially when playing higher up the neck. You can try another way of playing this bar chord. Your first finger is still making a bar, but use your third finger to bar across the D, G, and B strings 2 frets up from your first finger. If you can't get the high E string to sound, don't worry about it. A lot of guitarists leave out the high E string when playing this particular bar chord. Just like the previous bar chord, you can play this bar chord shape at any fret. Here are a few more major bar chords with the root on the 5th string. D at the 5th fret, E at the 7th fret, F at the 8th fret, and G at the 10th fret. Let's play an exercise using an E chord with the bar at the 7th fret and a D chord with the bar at the 5th fret. Back and forth, 1 chord per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, D, E, D. Keep working on these bar chords. Knowing how to play them will give you a lot more options when playing guitar parts for any song. Now let's learn a new type of strumming pattern that works well with bar chords. The pattern starts with 2 partial strums on the lower strings. A partial strum is when you strum just a few strings instead of all 6. We'll start with an A bar chord on the 6th string. Strum down on the lower 3 strings twice, like this. Then play a down-up strum across all 6 strings. Put them together and they sound like this. Here's a progression you can use to practice this strumming pattern. We start with the A at the 5th fret, then G at the 3rd, and F at the 1st fret. Let's play together. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, G, F, G, again. Now let's use the same strumming pattern with a bar chord on the 5th string. This time, the partial strums are played across the A and D strings. The full strums are across all of the strings except the low E. You can play this strumming pattern using a straight 8th rhythm like this, or with a shuffle feel like this. Here's a progression you can use to practice the shuffle rhythm with 5th string bar chords. It uses an E chord at the 7th fret, D at the 5th fret, and C at the 3rd fret. Play with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, D, C, D. Again. Experiment with this strumming pattern, and you can try adding a little palm muting to give you a different sound. The song in the Play Song section of this lesson is the same blues song from Lesson 3, but this time you can play it using A, D, and E bar chords. You can also use the new strumming pattern with the shuffle rhythm that we just played. At first, you may find that bar chords are harder to play than open position chords. Take your time and don't get frustrated. You have to build up the strength in your fingers to make bar chords sound really good. In Lesson 8, you'll learn how to play minor bar chords. And when you're ready to play some popular songs, check out the lesson store in GarageBand, where you can purchase artist lessons with songs taught by the musicians who made them famous.